didn't, and it is now started. All right. So, folks, welcome to Aureus Alliance Holdings. And I just want to start off with a slide that I've created because I truly believe, as the song was saying just now, and that song is a motivational song to anyone that really believes that success and money can come to them. You've got to sing it and you've got to be happy about it. And in the same way, when it says, I believe it, that I've got money, you also got to believe that Aureus is the vehicle to give you that. So I've created this slide, this image with the hashtag I believe in Aureus, because you got to think what you want to achieve in life. And when you put the thought in your mind, it actually becomes the action that you take. And in life, we'll only be as successful as what we believe we can be through our thoughts. So I believe in Aureus, and I hope you do too. So moving on. All right, so Aureus Alliance Holdings, what exactly is it? Aureus Alliance Holdings is building gold-backed ventures, right? And we will explain at a later stage all the other ventures that the company is going to be doing. But right now we are focused on the mining part of the business, right? And the mining part is obviously about real gold and real profits. But all of this that we are doing, depending on when and how we're going to put it together with the other ventures when they come, is designed to create long-term shareholder value while uplifting communities. Now, communities is not just the community exactly where it is, don't get me wrong. It's communities also in your own family, because remember, we are all part of a bigger family. The bigger picture of shareholders, the smaller community where the mining is happening, and then the the company as such. So we're all part of that community. All right, moving on. So what exactly do you get? All right, so when you join as a shareholder, Aureus offers a structured shared ownership in a gold mining venture. All right, so you actually get ownership of the company. Depending on how many shares you buy, you get a certain fraction of the company's ownership through that share, right? So each share represents participation in the company's long-term mining operations and profit distribution. All right, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail later on how you will get those profits, but that is just the basis of what you get. You get ownership into the ventures that the company is going to be doing through the mining of gold, and that is where the profits will come from as dividends. All right, so moving on. All right, so how now are we going to make this possible? Because now we know what we get when we join or when we buy shares, but now what do we, how do we do it? So clearly we, as I said, are going to be doing mining. It's sustainable mining, and it's going to start very soon. Unfortunately, we did have a few hiccups, as is normal in any business that starts. You're not going to have things go according to plan, but we are on track. I do know, I did a little bit of research that we're actually going out of the rainy season in Zimbabwe, so hopefully things will start drying up, but we had the act of God playing up on us a little bit, which I think in a way was a blessing in disguise, because I don't want to go too deep into it right now. But we will be starting soon with 2 wash plants. We've got our 10 ton per hour wash plant, and we are earmarked for a 100 ton per hour wash plant coming in mid-April, apparently, according to JP. And both of them will be powered by renewables. They ensure clean, sustainable mining. We're not doing blast mining, chemical mining, pit mining, or digging deeper holes or anything like that. We are just mining the alluvial layer. And then once we are done with that, the land will be rehabilitated and restored to a viable natural state. For instance, right now, if there is a tree on the land, we cannot take down the tree. We have to leave the tree and go around the tree. So we try and leave it as natural as possible. We just worry about that top alluvial layer. And if that gives us gold, brilliant. If it doesn't, then that's just what it is. We can't go on that and say, hey, you know, you said there was gold here. But we do know that all production, when it starts and when it is busy, is going to be transparently reported to shareholders on your dashboard. If you go to your shareholder section of the system, there will be a mining production thing at the a tab, and you can go see there, and then it should be reported on there what is happening on the mining side of the business. All right, moving on. So now where is this going to happen, basically? Because now we know what we get. We get shares. We know how it's going to happen. We're going to do wash plant mining. And now we want to know, okay, how is that now going to function, right? So the company has a 250 hectare greenfield site in Kadoma. Now, like I said, we have been told, because tests and analysis has been done on the ground, right? There is 2.1 tons of placer gold in the top 80 centimeters, alluvial layer. Now we are going to obviously take that and we're going to put it through our wash plants. And hopefully this is now going to give us the production that we need and the dividends that we were planning for our setup year, right? By early 2026, like I said, we are in that right now. We are going live with the 2 wash plants. And then by December, later this year, we will hopefully have plus minus 20 wash plants up and running. From 2027 onward, the output is projected at a minimum of 3.5 tons per year. That is hoping that we can get through all of the paid dirt that we believe is in the land, and we have the machines and the mining, the wash plants available to be able to do this, right? So the estimated dividend potential is based on the production model. So it's not that we're just giving you a figure. We are taking it on a rough estimate of what we know is in the land and the production capabilities of what we're hoping to buy in terms of machinery and the amount of hours that we're going to work. So we do work some of that out to try and give you a rough estimate of what we'll make, but it's not exact because anything can still happen. So all projections are based on model production scenarios derived from known placer gold deposits. As I said, there was tests done. We just cannot show it to you publicly because it will disclose the company's location of Kadoma, and we don't want to do that for safety reasons. So I'm just going to show you quickly on the left-hand side of the screen. There is a scenario here, and it says 3.5 tons annually by June 2027, and it gives you the price of $178 per share, and that is an estimated annual dividend, right? This was worked out at the then, when we did the original slide, of $130,000 per kilogram. I want you to take note of that because later in the presentation, I'm going to give you a different scenario, and I want you to look at the difference between the two. So keep this one in mind for now. I'm not going to go to the explanation right now or the calculation right now. I'm first going to carry on with the presentation. I'll do the calculation later, but remember this scenario because it's going to come up in my calculation later. All right, moving on. All right, so what is a dividend? So the dividend, if you first look at the right-hand side of the screen here, a dividend is what happens when gold or any other minerals that we find in the ground is processed and then sold for revenue. So it comes from the production. If there is no production or we do not take anything out of the ground, there is no dividends. That's the basis of it. So once the dividends are taken, or once the gold is taken out or any other minerals, depending on what that is, they are then, expenses are paid first, and then whatever the profit is that remains after the expenses, that is then divided amongst the 1.4 million shares. So in this case, no dividends actually come from selling of new shares, just to be clear. So that being said, if we go back to the left-hand side of the screen, what dividends mean is basically this. Dividends are payments from company profits. All right. So you got to remember when the company makes profit from something, and in this case, it's a mining, then dividends are paid. So it's not a case of people think, okay, I'm going to get dividends because 55 shares were sold today, 25 shares were sold today. When you see that, that's not where our dividends are coming from. That's totally different. So we just have to understand the clarity between the two. All right. If Aureus Alliance Holdings earns profit in mining, obviously there will be shareholders sharing in that profit. All right. So once dividends, how are dividends paid? They are paid obviously when available. So right now there has been a lot of questions about April, and JP did explain why April is a little bit off the cards for now. As I said, I'm not going to go too deep into it. That video is out, and I'm not going to rehash. But the act of God just prolonged it or delayed us a little bit, right? So when profits are available, we will get them. Dividends are linked to production milestones, obviously. So that being said, until production reaches 50 tons per year, per annum, the dividends are then paid quarterly in January, April, July, and October. Once we hit a little bit higher output, and our output is between 50 and 99 tons. I forgot to change that number again. Dividends are paid twice per year in April and October. And then once we get to 100 tons or more, this is obviously, we're hoping to do this in the next 10 years with all the wash plants that we'll have available. Then we will only get paid once per year, and that will be in April. And just to clarify, when you do buy shares, your shares will need to work for 5 months before you can get your first dividend. All right. I'm not going to go too deep into how to work that out, but just for your own purpose and interest, when you buy a share, just add 5 months onto it. And then that specific share that you bought that time will only pay you a dividend after 5 months. And if it falls, let's say between July and October, obviously it won't be July because that's too early. So it will only be then October that you'll get paid. That's the basis of it and the gist of it. All right. So just to give you an example, as it says on the screen, if you bought in January, you would only get paid in July. If you bought in April, for instance, you would only get paid in October. So how dividends grow, just to remind you, and I am going to show an explanation of other ways that dividends will grow. But as the company grows, this is one. Profits can increase because why? As we are growing, we are building more wash plants. We are putting more capacity that we can put through the wash plants by having more wash plants available. So that means there will be more ground mined, and with more ground mined, it means hopefully more profits are taken out of that ground. So yes, the bigger the profits, it means the bigger the dividend pool, and over time, dividends per share can become higher because of the output of what we are getting from the ground. All right, moving on. So then, what are the benefits of being a shareholder? All right. So in this case, we do know there is a mining operation already in Zimbabwe called Shumba Mines, and they've been around for 100 years. And to today, they are still taking out approximately 400 kilograms per month from their site. And that tells us that there is potential for us on our 250 hectares to potentially be the same. So it's a long-term thing. It's long-term dividends. And I know I'm not going to live for another 100 years from today. So I know I feel safe that my dividends I can then leave to my family. And I'm going to explain that in point number 4 just now. But I know it's going to be lifetime dividends because the company is not thinking instant gratification as many of us are used to and have become used to over the years. With so many things just going instant this and instant that, and especially with AI now that does things faster than humans can, we all believe things must just happen fast. But in this case, we're talking about a company that does gold mining, and that cannot happen instantly. Setting up and stuff takes long time, so this is lifetime dividends. The company has planned to be lifetime, right? You get real equity ownership, you get shares, and we will see when you join, you will get a share certificate. It is illegal. It's got the CIPC stamp on it, which tells you that you're legally part of the business and the ownership of the business, and you have shares. And like I said, that's lifetime. As long as you have that certificate, it means you are a shareholder for life. All right. Then long-term asset growth. As I said, as the company is growing and it builds up its kitty and everything that else that comes with it, mining equipment and this, you are part of that. You are part of the business. So as the company grows, there's asset growth that goes with it, right? Now, point number 4, the control of your shares. Just to clarify, once we have sold all 1.4 million shares, then only can we transfer shares or sell the shares on the marketplace when that becomes available, right? Or you can choose to hold your shares. So in this case, point number 4 talks about controlling your shares. I believe I just have to clarify it because I'm just thinking now, I know there is a section on your dashboard for beneficiaries. And let's say I don't want to wish it upon anyone that something happens to someone that is a shareholder and they pass on before all the shares are sold. Will that share be transferred to the beneficiary? It's a good question. I just thought of now in my head. We'll have to just clarify that with JP, but I'll find that question out or the answer out, and I'll give it to you next time. But in this case, there are beneficiaries. So I believe in this case, it will be a once-off thing that maybe the company can deal with and then hand it over to the beneficiary if that is needed. All right. So then also shareholder benefits, like right now. On Monday, we are going to have a meet and greet with shareholders in Johannesburg area. So yes, you will always be up to date when the company has functions or does anything out of the normal. You will know, because obviously you're a shareholder and you get to know this because you're in the groups. But if you weren't a shareholder, you wouldn't know about it. So obviously you get the shareholder benefits of knowing the updates and the advantages that obviously non-shareholders will not get. And then just to clarify, you earn dividends because you own the shares. And that's as simple as it is. You don't have to refer anyone. You don't have to join the affiliate program, and you don't have to participate in sales for you to get your dividends, because your dividends come from your shares that you've put in already. And that's as simple as the shareholder side of the business is. We do know that there are other parts of the business that people are making money from, but that is not the dividend side of the business. The dividend side is purely from the shares, and then the company assigns money, and we're going to show you the fund allocation just now on another slide. But it then allocates funds for certain things to happen, and once profits are made, that's where our dividends come from. All right. So that being said, we've now spoken about what you get, how we're going to do it, when it's going to happen, and a simple scenario, which I will explain a little bit later. But now we're going to talk about the company is not just stopping there, because we know, as I said on the first slide, we are building and uplifting communities. Sorry, I've just got something scratching my nose. Sorry about that. So the company is understanding that we are going into areas that are very underdeveloped, if I can put it that way. And we have these communities that are capable of becoming better than what they are right now. And the company itself did a recent trip again to Zimbabwe, where they then went through a section of Zimplats, one of their mines, and they showed us what a village looks like that they put up for their mining people. It had its own cell phone tower, its own power station. It had medical suites. It had shops. It had obviously housing, and it had tarred roads. So they literally are looking after their community in building these little villages to support their miners. And the same thing is happening here. We are not just worrying about the gold and not thinking how is it going to be possible, because in this case the company is almost using Richard Branson's idea. Look after your company, your employees. The employees will look after the business and the people, and then the people will buy into the business and the idea through that, and then look after the company with that money that comes in. So this is how it's going to be. These communities, Aureus is earmarked, are going to be built, or we're going to be building eco world smart villages, which provide the jobs, obviously, of the mining, anything else that goes into those villages, the food, the clean water, energy, and clinics and schools, obviously, because we know that there is a lack of this in a lot of these communities. Each share that you participate or buy into for the company will then help with the healthcare, the education, and sustainable development. Remember, if we say we want to do mining and we don't give them the actual tools to do it sustainably, then how can we then also expect our profits to be there sustainably? So we need to sustainably develop these communities, and this is how we're going to do it. So our mission is to uplift communities across Africa, not just mining gold, because that is what we want, yes. But if we don't give them, like I said, the ability to do it, then how can we produce or expect the production of gold to happen if we haven't given them a way to do it? All right. So that being said, now we are going to show you, because it's one thing to say this is what we want to do and tell you this is what you're going to get and this is how it's going to happen. But it's another thing to show you that we've literally done the homework and we've gone and we've tested and checked and talked and done everything that needs to be done to get the business up and running. So this is our proof of work pictures, right? So right now, if you look on the screen, top left-hand corner is Donovan speaking to one of the community leaders and his family. There he is in the pink and white shirt, the community leader. The second picture on the left top is Wayne Williams from Yagden Engineering. He is going to be building and putting together all our wash plant technology. He's already given us and delivered a 10 ton per hour wash plant. He is in the process of doing our 100 ton per hour wash plant that JP and them ordered. So that is him. He is the man that will be behind all of our wash plant technology in the future of the business. All right, this gentleman in the pink shirt and this one on the bottom right corner here, second from the right, they are the gold experts that were consulted. And they saw a picture that Donovan sent them, and they believed that Donovan was sending them photoshopped images. I will show you why in the next slide. But they did come and they were part of the team that was assessing the ground, doing the tests and checking. And as you can see, when they did do a little bit of testing, you can see here's a pan. It's obviously a enlarged picture of a pan like this, where they found some gold flakes in that pan alone, right? So you can see if this is one pan, it's not even 25 kilograms of dirt. I don't want to guess how much grams of dirt can go into a pan like that, but let's just say it's 20 kilograms. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not, I don't work with weights on a daily basis to know, but that's not much. And there's already 4 decent flakes of gold. That is quite promising. If you see that image and you had a chance to buy into a company that can pull that out of the ground, I'm sure you would do that. So to me, when I see this, I'm also like, whoa, I like what I see. So to me, it's like a no-brainer. I mean, if you can see it there and you can partake of it and you can be part of the business that is doing this, then why not? Put your money where your mouth is. When you say you want to change your life, your circumstances, here is a chance in a company that literally is going to be doing something that could change communities. And this is what's going to happen. So here again was another trip when JP was with Donovan. Sorry, what I forgot to tell you was that before these pictures, I should have told you that JP and Donovan have not been doing this just since August last year when I know it started going public. Donovan and JP have been working on this company and this idea for over 6 years now. Donovan started in 2016 and JP started in 2019. So these visits and all of that are pictures from like early days to recent pictures, right? So just to let you know. So that was Donovan and JP in a visit with, you can see the mining experts there and Watson and the team all standing here having a look and hearing what's going on. This picture over here is a very important picture for us because I know that if you start any business, doesn't matter what country you're in, if you do not have the government on your side in terms of legalities and what's the word I'm looking for? The go-ahead from them in terms of your compliancy and all of this and all of the laws and stuff, then they can shut you down at any time when they send authorities to come and do checks. And things like that. So in this case, this gentleman was there representing, he's the advisor to the president. He was there to represent and then give feedback, and their analysis of what we are doing is positive. They're happy with what we're doing because they know that they haven't been able to uplift these communities, and they are happy for us to do it because they see that we will be doing it, but they will benefit as a country because of these communities being uplifted. So they've given us the go-ahead. They're on our side, and they've said, A for away, go away. So you can see the visits never just happened during the day. They also went early hours of the morning or late night. You can see darkness here. You can see the company Bucky there with the team around it. There you can see the one mining expert holding a piece of silica. There is a bigger picture of it in his hand. All right. So now this is the image. These 3 images here, if you can see, are very, very green. The grass is green. And I know, even myself, through all the places I've stayed at in the past, I've never seen grass this green anywhere. So to me, the only time I see grass this green is like astroturf, like artificial grass. So I'm also like, yo, grass this green in the veld, as we call it in South Africa, in the field or whatever, prairie or whatever it's called in different countries. It's like, man, this is like, you don't normally see this. So this was the one sign, the visual sign, that when these gold experts saw it, they said they had to come and see for themselves. So you can also see there is a water source here, which is good for us because we're going to be doing wash plant technology. Now, these two images over here are artisanal miners, and they are obviously mining illegally. And you can see that they dig a pit and then they dig a trench, and sometimes that can collapse. It's not safe. They also don't have a legal way to sell their gold because they sell it on the black market, and they basically working very hard but for very little. So it's a good thing that we met with them just to see the conditions. But some of them will obviously be employed by the company because they have the skills and they will be able to help us, right? So yeah, you can see some more diagram or them drawing a little picture on the ground to discuss something. There you can see a pit, and there's another gentleman standing there. We also obviously Donovan and the experts were in the car having a chat, and then some more picture of Donovan and the youngsters on the ground also being happy to be part of the images. All right. Once we had finished on the ground doing testing and analyzing, the land and seeing what is available, making sure that the company has a leg to stand on, if I can put it that way, we then went into the working class community, and you can see Donovan, JP, the team all sitting around in various places, having meetings around dinner tables, lunch tables, boardrooms in people's homes, and also in company headquarters or offices and stuff like that. So you can see them making these local connections so that we can then build the business. Once it's done local in Zimbabwe, then we can go global, which we already have done. That is why we have people from all over the world as our shareholders. Literally, the four corners of the world are represented. And I know a lot of you on this meeting can literally tell me you're all over the world. I know for a fact that we have someone from Canada, we have someone from India, we have someone from Suriname, we have someone from Johannesburg, we have people from South Africa all over. So there are literally more than four corners of the world represented. So as I said, various trips were taken. In December, just before JP and Donovan went to India, in the beginning of this year, they took a trip to Zimbabwe. As I can show you, yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about all the pictures because you can just see airport pictures here. The main three images are our first wash plant, the 10-ton per hour wash plant is this one over here. Third picture on the bottom from the right. That is our wash plant. There's a slip, so you can see we did buy it. And then there is our company, Bucky. Now, the same company, Bucky, is literally still getting stuck in the mud in the area that we are trying to work the land. So that is a problem, because if we cannot get around and do what we need to do, it is going to be a problem, because even the machinery that we need to use, as JP likes to call it, the yellow machinery, it's a problem because that's heavier. Those are heavier than a Bucky. So if the Bucky alone is getting stuck, you must know the heavy machinery is going to get just as stuck. All right. So that being said, Wayne then gave a little bit of training and insight into our machinery. Yeah, you can see the top two pictures. There's a sluice box. There's the company Bucky, a little bit of a slightly better picture. You can see the branding on it. Yes, Donovan in deep thought, and then he was meeting with the community leader again. You can see in the background the camp has been fenced off. So we did take care of a little bit of security so that at least it's a little bit safer. The camp has been enclosed with a fence. So then this is also important pictures. This area right now is still underwater, but this was where they were planning to put the first wash plant. Unfortunately, like I said, it's underwater at the moment. And that's why I said the act of God that we have gone through right now is probably a blessing in disguise. Because like JP even said it the other day, if they had put the wash plant where they wanted to put it originally, knowing where the floods got up to right now, and knowing that the legality of us needing to be 50 meters from water sources, we would have been in trouble. We would have put that plant up, we would have started washing, and then we would have lost all of that gold, because there's no ways that we can function like that, because they would have told us we need to move. So it's a good thing right now that we know now where the water gets up to, so we can plan going ahead. that we plan it better, that we know that we are 50 meters from a water source. So I like it. So these spades, or as you can see, Donovan, JP, and Watson did the groundbreaking ceremony. These spades are going to be put up in the office as memory of this groundbreaking opportunity that was there. All right. So moving on. So like I said, that first scenario I gave you just now of the 3.5 tons. The company is not just sticking in Kadoma on the 250 hectares and worrying about the smaller amount. They also want us to increase and to develop and to expand to over 600 hectares throughout Africa, wherever we can find sites, right? Wherever it's mineral rich land across Africa. And this is a plan that they have to make possible by 2035, the next 10 years. And if we can do this and grow our wash plants at 20 new wash plants per year, we will scale to 100 tons annually. And remember, each plant is going to be built for sustainable, scalable gold production. Like I said, if the gold expands or the gold production expands, that is one thing that can contribute to us getting higher dividends. So that is the long term, as it says, their decade of gold. The company is not here for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and it wants to disappear. It's already thinking long term. So please, when you are told about the business, think with open mind that this is a long-term venture and you're going to get lifetime dividends as long as you are a shareholder. All right. So that being said, we have 1.4 million shares available for sale, which I do know up until now, approximately 120,000 the last time I checked. My dashboard was offline the last I checked. But 120 odd thousand shares have been sold of that already, right? So we are currently in phase 5 and we have approximately 5,999 and 51 shares available at the current price of $30. So these 1.4 million shares will be released across 19 different phases at various prices. Now I'm going to explain the prices shortly, but when you buy these shares, you will be able to buy them with cryptocurrency on the Polygon, the Ethereum, and the Tron and Binance network. All right. For South Africans, you can still do it through the bank transfer to FNB because the company, has an FNB account, so you can make that bank transfer thing as well if you are in South Africa. All right. But if you are international, it's going to have to be cryptocurrency in and cryptocurrency out. All right. So just to let you know, the fund allocation over the 20 phases. When you buy shares, the funds that you put into the business are earmarked for various sections within the business. So Aureus will get 35%. That is everything to do with mining. Sun will get 25%. That is everything to do with the marketing and the promotion of the business. Then Ubuntu Helping Hands Foundation, which is the corporate social responsibility side, will be dealing with the eco-friendly villages, will get 10%. And then the affiliate commission and the gold diggers both get 15%. That is also just to build up the business and encourage growth of the business. All right. That being said, if we can just a little bit more detail show in a scenario of the 5th phase, which we're in right now, we are planning to sell, like I said, 599,051 shares at $30 per share. Now, if that was ideally the case, and we did that, and all shares were sold out, in this phase then, we would raise almost 18 million, just short of 18 million. And that means then the company has the funds to do what it wanted to do in this phase. Aureus obviously was planning to do so much with the money. Sun was planning to do that with the money. Charity was planning to do that. Obviously, the affiliate and the gold diggers competition had their funds allocated. Just to let you know, this is a shareholders presentation, so I don't want to talk too much on the affiliate side of the business, but the gold diggers competition recently has changed, where we have 4 tiers or 4 stages that you can fall under when you do or qualify for when you selling shares or introducing people to the business. So just to make sure that those of you that were not on last week Wednesday's call, come this Wednesday, and please make sure you're available so that you can see the changes. But as you can see, there are 4 different levels now: prospectors, miners, diggers, and master diggers. All right, we'll explain that more on Wednesday. All right, so just to let you know how the phases are working at the moment. We are currently in phase number 5, and up until phase number 9, every phase will change its price by $5 on the 6th of the month. So when it goes South African time 0000 midnight, basically between the 5th and the 6th, it will then change over to the new price. That's $5 increments up until phase 9. Phase 10, it then jumps by $50. And then from phase 10 to phase 11, it jumps by $100. And then it stays at that $100 right up until phase number 19. All right. So that is how the phases will be changing. When they change is on the 6th of the month. So every month on the 6th is when our phases will change the price that the shares are available for. All right. And then we'll also know how many shares are available, because if the shares don't sell out in this phase, the amount that we had, they roll over to the next phase. So that's why sometimes you see that we have more shares available in the next phase. All right. So that being said, what do you get to prove the legality of what you are doing? You're going to get shares every quarter, and you will get these dividends, or should I say you get dividends. Sorry, I said shares. I said the wrong word. You're going to get dividends according to your shares every quarter, and this will be when mining operations begin, right? Auria shares will then only be sellable after all 1.4 million shares are sold, and that will be no later than July 2027. And then what happens is you will get an Aureus digitally represented, shares are digitally represented in the form of an NFT. And as JP explained, once you have that, you will always get money from that share, even if it is then sold at some stage, because as the original shareholder, you will always get money sent to you via the system when a sale is made. So that NFT is a very important fact, and we will do a little bit more training on it for those of you that don't understand that. I think hopefully when I'm in Joburg, I'm going to try and do some recordings and some videos with JP on some questions and answers, and just get him to give us better idea of what is going on in the life of Aureus, just to understand for those of you that don't understand what's going on. I just want to do something quickly on my screen here. He's popping up. Okay, no, I can't do it. I'm not seeing what I wanted to see. All right, no problem. All right, moving on. So just before I close off, I want to show you quickly the calculation, as I said, of the 2 scenarios. So if you can remember, just now I showed you a 3.5 ton and I showed you a 100 ton. Now the 3.5 ton still falls under the 50 kilogram or 50 tons per annum. So that means you'll get paid 4 times per year. The 100 tons obviously falls on the 100 tons, which we know you'll only get paid 1 time per year. So that's why you can see on the right hand side here, that is how that works there. But let me show you the calculation on the left first. So we know now there's 1.4 million shares available for the company to sell, right? So at the current price, and it's gone up slightly since I did this price input of $160,741.19. It's gone up a little bit since then. This was 8:15 just now, just before the meeting started, but I'll take it on that price for now, right? So when the company then takes gold out of the ground, we then going to sell it to Fidelity Refineries, and they will then give us the less 5% on the market value. So they actually pay us 95% of the value. That being said, this is the price then that we will be given, the $152,704.13. You can see it's the same for both scenarios. But what I want you to really take a look at here, both of them are worked out the same. But there's 2 factors that determine what our dividends are going to be. One is obviously the output, which there it explains 3.5 tons versus 100 tons. And you can see eventually that the dividend at the end is higher. That is just one factor, is the amount of gold we take out. The second factor is the price of gold. Remember, I told you to remember the $178. That was at 130K per per kilogram. Right now, the price is 160 odd thousand, and you can see that price is already $209. So those are the two factors that can determine how and what we're going to get paid, is the price of gold and also the amount of gold we take out. So that being said, I just want to quickly tell you how the calculation works. You take the price that we're getting paid, you multiply it by what we take out, and then the company will get a figure. Once they get that amount of money, they then take off the 45% for the expenses, and then that figure that's left is what is divided amongst all shareholders. And then that gives you the price at the bottom here. So as you can see, if we are doing the 3.5 tons annually, this is what you would get on 100 shares. I worked it on 100 shares in this example. You would get approximately $5,000 odd per dividend payout, being January, April, July, and October. If we get to the 100 tons, then you would basically be getting just short of 600 odd $1,000, and that would be once a year, and you would get that in April. So that is just an example of how the calculation works, and giving you the two clear examples of production and gold price, how it affects what our dividends potentially could be. All right, so I'm going to take that off the screen now. I'm going to go back to our presentation, because this is where I want to end it, folks. Like I said in the beginning, maybe you didn't understand or you didn't believe in Aureus before I showed you what I showed you. But maybe through the presentation, you saw something that gelled with you, something that you relate to. And I know I wouldn't be sitting here right now speaking about Aureus if I did not believe in Aureus. And I like to say the same, because I want you to think of this yourself. Why are there so many people or so many pigeons on the ground? Because a lot of them are just looking for little bits of food here and there. But you find the eagles in the air, because they are unique and they see things with a different vision. And I want you to be like an eagle. I want to see you at the top, because the bottom where the pigeons are is overcrowded and they are just looking for the messy, scrappy stuff. Let's get to the top. Let's soar like eagles, and let's allow the success of Aureus to believe in it, that we can build our futures for us and our families. All right, that being said, I'm going to open up the floor for any questions. I see Robert is not available for now, but I'll just carry on with the questions. If there are any questions, you can just ask. Let me just check in the chat here. Just raise up your hand if you have a question. Me too. I'm Yamda Gera from Cameroon. I'm happy. Yes, thank you. Hello, I'm not, but I am from there. All right, there are no questions in the chat for now. So if anyone has a question, please put up your hand and then I'll unmute you. Then we can answer your questions. If anyone has a question, please put up your hand. If anyone has a question, please put up your hand. Otherwise, if there are no questions, I will see everyone on Wednesday again for the shareholder, the affiliate meeting, where we explain, obviously. Okay, Valerie, thank you, Valerie. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Good day. I don't have a question, but I just want to say this is the first time in a very long time that I heard such an amazing, amazing presentation. I was invited by Dorel Gordon. Thank you so much, Dorel. You have done an amazing job. Oh my goodness. Amazing presentation. Thank you so much. I'll be back to listen again.
No, thank you, Valerie. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dorel, for inviting your team or your friends. This is what we would like. Just remember, if I can just give a brief background, the company had the option of selling all the shares to someone. I'm not going to mention names or anything like that because I don't want to badmouth anyone for that reason. But there was a chance for the company to sell out all the shares, but they didn't want that. This is the reason why we're doing what we're doing, is to build up the smaller, the average person, to give them the opportunity to buy into a company, rather than you get these bigger whales or these bigger companies that buy out other companies. And yes, those companies make money through that, but they don't change people's lives because they're still allowing that 5% of people to control a 95% of the world's capital. And that is not what we want. Yeah, we want to change it. We want to allow people like you, me, and everyone else that is not there to be there, to fly like an eagle, like I said, so that you can see what the others are struggling with and help them and lift them up. So Dorel, thank you very much for inviting Valerie. Valerie, thank you for being on the call. We appreciate it, and welcome to the team. And we hope that you will see the success within the company as we are planning to do what we're doing. And yes, as I said on Monday, I will be also going and meeting most of the team that I've only seen virtually. And in meetings, I'm going to be seeing them face to face. So that is going to be a big development, because then I can literally say I've seen and I've heard and I've touched the hands of the people that are literally doing the work. So great stuff. Thank you for that. It's nice to see that there are new people coming into the business. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? Oliver is from Cape Town. Thank you for that. Tabo from Bethlehem. Mfuneko from Cape Town. Vion is from South Africa. Ian, yes, we know you from Canada. You're going to have to buy a ticket and come and visit us. Nashi, thank you. Like I said, I'll send you. Nashi, just send me a WhatsApp. I believe you will be able to see my name on the group. Nashi, just send me a WhatsApp, and then I'll send you the songs on that. Regalia, our Suriname queen. Kafue or I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Yes, we have put the image on the groups of when the event will be on Monday at Johannesburg. So it will be nice to see you there. Yamda Gerard from Cameroon, like that. Nice to see you here. Valerie, I'm not in Johannesburg, but I am from there. Valerie, it would be a pity. It would have been nice to see you at the meeting if you could have been there. Again, Sergio, also from Suriname. Yes, we know Suriname is one of our very, very popular areas. They are really, really sharing the business amongst that country, building the team quite nicely. And yes, we know that you guys believe in Aureus. We can see it. We can see what you're doing. So thank you very much. Any update on the cards? Kings, when you say updates were shared by JP last Friday and last Monday. He did get on the Zoom meeting and give us some updates. So please go and watch those recordings of those meetings. He did them on the Monday. He did it at the end of the meeting. On the Friday, I can't remember off the top of my head if he did it during the meeting or after the meeting as well, but he did get online and he did give us the updates. Okay. So, but just to let you all know, for those of you that cannot make it to, yes, maybe I forgot to say this. For all of you that cannot make it to Johannesburg next Monday, we will be doing a live Zoom from the event. So you will still see and hear, but you just won't see people in a face to face, so to say, because you're going to see them virtually again. But you will see the full team on the Zoom. So yes, we will see that. So just to let you know, for those of you that cannot make it, please make and diarize the date. Diarize the date and the time for that specific event, which will be 7 o'clock South African time that we will start. So it's going to be a whole hour and a half earlier than what you normally would be on the meeting. All right. So let's just make sure that you are there. Thank you. Please, can you repeat the name of where the meeting is? Okay. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll show you now. for those of you that want to see, this is where the meeting will be. It's at the Honey Rock Motel in Honeydew. So, who asked that question? Let me just see. Okay, Valerie, this is where it's going to be, the Honey Rock Motel in Honeydew, and that is opposite the Honeydew Police Station. So if you know where the Honeydew Police Station is, it's basically that hotel that's opposite it. It's going to be 7 p.m. on the 23rd of, well, basically next week. All right, so I hope that answers your question, Valerie. Thank you, Solly, for the live updates. Yes, I didn't give too many updates myself, but yes, we will be giving more updates, I believe. Next week, I'm sure there is going to be some updates of some sort given when the team is all together in Johannesburg. All right. So anything else that anyone has a question about, please raise your hand. Let's get it answered so that we can make sure everyone is clear about what is happening at the moment. Any questions? Any questions? You may raise your hand. I'll just leave this invite on the screen for now so everyone can take the details down if need be, screenshot or write it down, whatever you want to do. All right, but just diarize the date, please. We will be in Johannesburg next week. This time we'll be having a little bit of a meet and greet that you can physically say you've met the people that are leading the company that you have belief in, because you are a shareholder, so you also own the company. So it's a good thing to know that you can put money in, others are working hard, but you're still earning dividends. And that is the nice thing about this. It's as simple as that. You just put money into the company and there's people in the background doing the work and you still earn money from it. Second no-brainer, if I can put it that way. All right, so folks, if there is no more questions, that will be the end of the meeting tonight. And like I said, we will do a affiliate presentation on Wednesday. And we will then see everyone on Wednesday at 8:30, where we will explain, for those that weren't here last week, the new changes to the Gold Diggers competition and how it's broken down in the qualifying criteria. And we will see you then on Wednesday again. All right, so thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. And hopefully tonight being Monday, you have a great start to the week. And thank you for those that were on tonight. Please, if you have a team, let them come on Wednesday, because like I said, the affiliate side of the business has changed. Please send them so they can see how it benefits them. There are more winners now in the Gold Diggers competition, and there's more opportunity to win that competition than there was before. So please come and see and hear what it's about if you are the type that enjoys that side of the business and is sharing the business with others. All right. That being said, folks, good evening. Like I said, see you at the top because the bottom is overcrowded.